occupation, and how long married, and where you live.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna let Seth. You start.
And you can start off interference, and you can start off with just hi, hey, hello, however, and introduce yourselves.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Seth Higgins. I'm 41, and I'm in telecommunications as a network design engineer.
And I'm Susan Higgins, and I'm 46, and I'm a manager in a telecommunications company. And we have been married for 11, 12. How many years have we been married? We've been married for 12 years, and we live in Dallas, Texas.
Okay, great. So we're just going to do that one more time, and this time you can just say, just do name, how long married, and where you live.
Okay.
Oh, hold on a second.
Okay.
Is that your end or ours?
Hello?
I think that's our phone.
Is it our phone?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me, hang on a sec. Okay. So,
Okay.
Sorry.
say it again. Name, what do you want?
Okay, sorry. So this time just do name, age, and actually just your name. Just introduce yourselves, your names, and then how long married and where you live.
Okay. Hi, I'm Seth Higgins.
Hi, I'm Susan Higgins, and we have been married for 12 years, and we live just outside of Dallas, Texas.
Awesome. And last one, we're just going to do this one super casual, high energy, just first name, hi, I'm Susan, hi, I'm Seth, and we've been married for whichever number y'all decided on.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Seth.
Hey, and I'm Susan, and we have been married for 12 years, and we live just outside of Dallas, Texas.
Okay, awesome. All right, so now let's get into the story. Oh, wait, you know what? First, also, just describe quickly your family, because I know you have 3 kids, so just tell us, you have 3 kids and their names and ages.
We have 2 children. We have Ashton.
Sorry.
That's okay. we have 2 children. We have 2 human children. We have 4 furry children. So the 2 children we have are Ashton. He is 9, and McKenna. She is 7. And then we have 4 furry babies, and that's Einstein, who is 6, Emmy, who is 6. We have Chaka, who is 2, and we have Izzy, who is also 2.
Okay, so, good, because I was going to have you introduce all 4 of them, and now I'm just going to have you do that quickly again, just introducing Einstein and Izzy, since they're the main 2 we're going to focus on. So tell us, we have these 2 cats, Einstein and Izzy, and just the basic description, the ages and breed.
Okay. We have 2, so we have 2 cats. We have Einstein, who is 6, and he is a Blue Point Berman, and we have Izzy, who is 2, and she as well is a Blue Point Berman. They've both been altered, and they both have claws, and they do not get along these days.
Okay, and why is that? What's the story?
Let's see, how do we want to start?
Tell us about why you got, the second one and sort of what your expectations were and, how that played out.
Okay. So, starting back many years ago when I first moved to Dallas, I came here, didn't know anybody except for my now husband Seth, and I wanted something that was my own, that I could basically come home to. So at that point, I went and researched animal breeds, and I discovered that the Berman breed was the breed for me. They were calm, they liked being around people, they liked being indoors, they liked close quarters, and I thought, this is going to be the perfect breed. So at that time, I did adopt 2 cats, and they lived for nice full lives. They were awesome. And when the first one died, I decided I needed to I wanted to have more of these cats in my lives, and so I ended up adopting 2 kittens. I adopted Einstein at that time, and that was just almost 6 years ago. When I adopted him, he came into our house and he got along just fine with the older cat who was here, and everyone really, I think, got along great. And then I brought in, when I actually brought in his sister, I had always wanted a Blue Point female Berman, and I got put on a wait list for one. And 4 years after adopting Einstein and Emmy, I got a call saying that the kitten was ready, and that was Izzy. And I thought, since I had brought so many cats previously into our house and never had any issues with the kittens, that this would be a very simple task. And I bring Izzy into the house, and it has not been a simple task. From the very beginning, those two have disliked each other, and it has caused a lot of tension among the cats and the humans in this house.
It sounds like, from what you told me, dislike is a pretty mild way of putting it.
Yes,
So,
they
tell me
hate each other.
First, what was your expectation based on a Blue Point Berman? They're supposed to be pretty calm, right? And pretty, and also Einstein's
Yes.
breed.
Yes,
Tell me
absolutely.
about your expectation of them together, and then cut to the harsh reality.
Yes, so Bermans by nature, like I said, are very calm. They're very quiet cats. They're very companion oriented. They like being with other people. They like being with other cats. Generally, they're extremely easy to incorporate into a household. And I never guessed that when bringing a sweet little baby kitten into the house that any of the existing cats would have any issues with that. And when we first started hearing some growling, we thought that that might be a natural response. And so we tried to introduce them slightly slowly, and the reaction that we got from Einstein was just sheer terror. I had never heard a cat make the noises that he was making. You could tell that he was extremely upset. And the more upset that he got, the more Izzy would growl, which just really started to escalate the situation. So we had a very tough time trying to even get them anywhere close to each other. We tried a myriad of approaches, speaking with vets, trying to figure out what was the best way to incorporate, because what we were doing obviously was not working.
And how did that escalate? How bad did it get?
Well, we first realized there were problems when we would have Izzy around the house. She had been introduced to the full house. She would sleep on a bar stool. She would sleep in a chair in my husband's office. And we discovered that Einstein was literally making laps around the house looking for her. Ironically, Einstein was not allowed on countertops, and so fortunately he never thought of looking up to see where she might be, and we had allowed her to get on high places and to get on countertops, and so he never looked up. And eventually he managed to spot her once on a bar stool when he walked up some stairs and could actually see the bar stool at eye level. And when he came downstairs, he leaped up and literally attacked her, and unfortunately she will pee and poop as soon as she's attacked, and then they will chase each other under the bed, and then it just becomes a standoff and a cat fight under the bed until we can manage to separate them.
So basically, putting it in the sort of what if scenario, sort of tell me that in any time these two are in the same room together, what will happen? How does Einstein react?
Anytime these two are in the same room together, if one of us is not holding the other one, it's going to be a cat fight. And there's going to be howling and what I call a warrior cry by Einstein. And I think that's to let Izzy know that he is about to attack. She will be growling and hissing, and they will she will probably try to run away, and which just, I think, excites Einstein that she's going to get chased, and he will attack her, and it is a cat fight like you would hear outside with two cats who don't know each other. And I mean, it's the typical crying and screaming and scratching and growling, and just something that was absolutely unbelievable when I realized that he would go to those extremes to attack her. I never dreamt that he could that he could hate her, and she hadn't done anything to hurt him. I just never. It was beyond my imagination as to how he could want to kill her. And honestly, that's what I felt like he was trying to do. I was worried that he would kill her. We put caps on his claws to try to reduce any damage that he could inflict if he got out, because the likelihood is very high that the two of them could interact if anyone opened a door from which either one of them was basically closed behind. I jokingly wondered if I could possibly get, his sharpest teeth removed. I was just worried about how do I reduce the damage that he could cause, because I truly felt like he wanted to kill her.
Yeah, that was basically going to be my next question. I mean, from what you told me on the phone, it sounded like Einstein's out to fight to the death. I mean, is that the fear?
So he, when Einstein sees Izzy, I think he just wants her gone and is trying to scare her. Has cornered her, has taken fur. It isn't concerned how much he's going to hurt her. When it's happened, we've been around to be able to break it up.
Yeah, and if you weren't there to intervene, what do you think he's capable of?
So there was a time actually where we accidentally, because we started having to separate them early on. There was a time where, and Einstein, when he separated, he paces, he looks. Hang on.
Yeah, she growls first.
No, sorry, there was some noise.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's our phone set up
so
again.
you were saying there was a time early on that what?
Right, so we started having to separate the cats early on when we figured out that Einstein was out to scare her, wanted her out of the house, didn't want her around. One time we did accidentally lock them in the same room together because he was always sneaking around trying to get through a door and was pretty crafty. We hadn't kind of figured out his tricks yet. So he got into the same room. We'd actually left them locked up in there for, I don't know.
it was about an hour.
It was about an hour, and she obviously is still alive. So didn't kill her, but there was a lot of poop and fur everywhere.
Pee. It looked like the bottom of a litter box that probably had not been cleaned in months, and there was fur everywhere. I don't remember now where we found her.
She was cowering back in the closet.
She had managed to find a tiny little hole because she's a lot smaller than he is. She's only 6 pounds, so she's extremely small. And she had managed to find a hole that she could get into where he could not get to her. But clearly there was, for quite some time, and I think because he would that was a time when he was really on the hunt for her, and he'd hunt until he'd figure out what room she was in. And then he'd wait for a moment when that door would be cracked and he could sneak in, which is what he did on this particular occasion. And so not realizing that he had snuck in when the door was open for someone else to come in and out, because it was our bedroom actually. I think he was probably waiting to make sure that the coast was clear of any humans before he went after her. And like I said, we were only gone for probably about an hour, but it was a mess, but she did manage to escape him. There was another time where he attacked her on a chair in Seth's office, and he got his claws into her at that point, and they both took off and got under the bed and were just, literally rolling over each other under the bed, fighting until I managed to pull one of them free. And he has scratched us. He's scratched Seth. He has scratched the children. And we got to a point where we would spray him with water to stop the fights. Are you still there? Gina?
Hello?
Did it come out of the phone over there?
Is this recording?
Gina?
Probably don't get your phone.
Pick up your other phone.
It's not her.
Let's be on TV.
No, sweetie, it's not going to be on TV.
Are they?
It's still recording, baby.
Are they looking